throughout his career as a welterweight, there is no other welterweight in the class who is as tall or as long-armed as Mark Breland.
Yeah. Well, we saw in the first fight that the wrecking ball finally caved in the telephone pole. Let's see if we have the same situation or a reverse one here. Here are punch stat numbers in that first fight, and these numbers sort of reflect the fact that Breland was ahead when he got knocked out, although a lot of people thought it was much closer than the officials had it. Here you see the jabs. Now Breland throws a lot more jabs, obviously, with his size.
Rules for this bout, the same as those which obtained in the first fight between Chavez and Aguilar. Again, no standing 8 count, 3 judges scoring the bout on a 10-point must, and the 3 knockdown rule is in effect. And let's go back to ring announcer Chuck Hall.
Ladies and gentlemen, the officials assigned by the Nevada State Athletic Commission and the WBA for the next bout of the evening. The judges will be Jerry Roth of Nevada, Elias Quintana of New Mexico, and Dave Moretti of Nevada. Your referee is Mills Lane of Reno. The next bout of the evening, ladies and gentlemen, features 12 rounds of boxing for the WBA Welterweight Championship of the World. Introducing, in the blue corner, fighting out of Brooklyn, New York, weighing in at 146 pounds even, with a professional record of 20 wins, 1 defeat with 13 KOs. He was a gold medalist in the 23rd Olympiad in Los Angeles and a former WBA welterweight champion. Ladies and gentlemen, here is Mark Breland. And in the red corner, from Hartford, Connecticut, weighing 146 1/2 pounds. His professional record consists of 43 wins, 4 defeats, 26 KOs. He is the WBA welterweight champion of the world, Marlon Magic Man Starling.
Now referee Mills Lane will issue the final instructions.
The instruction in the dressing room. I'm not going to put up with any illegal rough stuff from either one of you, okay? Any questions from the challenger is chief second. Any questions from the champion is chief second. Let's get it on, come on.
Let's remember that in a rematch after a knockout, the man who won the first fight, 90% of the time or more wins the second fight. So Breland has his work cut out for him.
And yet, as you pointed out earlier, and it's worth mentioning again, Breland is favored by odds of 2-1 here in Las Vegas to avenge the knockout defeat.
I see a change in both fighters already. I see Breland double his jab up, keeping those hands high. I see a much more aggressive Marlon Starling. Normally he lays back and he gives way the earlier round. Here there's a different story.
Well, one of the things that Starling said to us before the fight was that he would want to come out and try to make Mark remember round 11 early.
Well, if he's able to hurt Mark, and then Mark will definitely have a flashback. I think Mark is mentally up for this fight, and Starling, quite naturally, he wants to show people that the last fight was not a fluke.
Breland contends that he was not mentally sharp for the fight last August. To some, it is mystifying how a world title holder could not be mentally prepared for a defense of that title in his adopted hometown before his family and friends.
Well, sometimes there's so many distractions to a young fighter, a young celebrated fighter, and I think that was the case with Mark Breland. But here he knows this is definitely reality.
First minute of the fight has been dominated by Breland's efforts to land the long jab.
And you see how Starling steps in with his chin. What Breland should be doing is throw some uppercuts. Keeping his hands high though, but throw some uppercuts.
Left hook by Starling right under the jaw of Breland.
There was the reminder, Ray.
Exactly, Larry. And here what we have is the fact that we see a much more aggressive and very physical Marlon Starling.
And he is brawling already, grabbing and holding and throwing Breland around the ring. Mark doesn't like that. That was a tentative right hand by Breland.
I don't see any snap in the punches of Mark Breland here.
Hey, now break the rough stuff up, come on.
He doesn't have the zap. He looks a little stale to me. Whereas that with Starling has snap.
Indeed, Breland has pawed with the jab. The right hand has not been quick. Starling landed the only significant punch of the bout so far. Right hand solid to the face of Breland by Starling. Round one comes to a close. Already you see Starling preventing Breland from setting his feet and doing what he wants to do.
Already I think I detect some of the effect of having Eddie Futch, which is that he's not as wild and wasting as much energy and motion as he earlier did. I'm talking about Starling.
You got that?
You got the water over there.
Look at the Danny ain't supposed to go up there. Look, a little bit firmer with that jab, all right? And then when he leans to his left like he's gonna hook, instead of going back, go in. You understand me? You're pulling back on him.
Let's take a look at how Starling set that punch up. Right outside and then inside that right hand of Starling. And it stunned the challenger. That was exactly what Breland didn't want to happen in that first round, and exactly what Starling did want to happen.
And you mentioned, Larry, the big change in Starling's corner since the first fight, the addition of the well-known Eddie Futch, trainer of many champions, to improve his technique.
They say it's hard to teach an old dog new tricks, but it's also hard to teach a new dog old tricks, which is what they're trying to do with Breland.
I think in the case with Starling, the fact that Eddie Futch just added something on. He didn't change anything. He just added something on. I see here Starling has found the spot with the left hook.
He is quick, aggressive, and anxious to throw the left hook, which has landed 3 times now.
Hey. Step back. Here we go. Come on.
We're in round 2 at the Las Vegas Hilton. Mark Breland trying to regain the welterweight title he lost to Marlon Starling 8 months ago.
All right, quick grab, man. Come on, punch up. Come on, punch up.
See, this is not Breland's fight, because a fight like this, somewhat of a physical fight, it wears a man down. And that's what happened in the first fight. Breland was worn down.
With the right, Starling landed here. Breland looks a little shaky.
On 1 or 2 occasions, Jim, I noticed that Starling was trying to counter with his right hand. He waits till Breland throws his right hand, then he comes back with his own right hand.
All right, let's get back.
He hasn't found the target, but it's a good tactic here.
Starling digging a left hand up underneath to the body. That one got through.
Both hands, too. That's the beauty of it.
Should point out that Starling's defense consists mostly of picking punches off with his gloves, and he's very effective at it.
Stop it, baby, stop it. Get that elbow, come on.
Lane trying to pull the 2 of them apart, and neither will have any of it. And now Lane talks to both fighters and urges them to listen to him when he says break.
That better not happen again. Hey, that better not happen again. All right, Eddie, come on.
In case you didn't hear it, he said that better not happen again. No points were deducted. Breland seeming to come to life just a little bit in the closing seconds of round 2.
More than ever, I'm beginning to wonder how good a fighter Breland is when he doesn't land and hurt his opponent with his right hand.
You're not using it up, and I want you to go to the body.
So everything.
So he's looking for everything to the head. Go to the body, you'll bring his hands down and you'll get your shots to the head, okay? All right. Keep your cool. Okay. Fading, sticking, moving the head all the time.
We're good, champ.
Always trying to pick up that slack. Go outside.
Let's take a look at Starling as again he tries to set up and wing
Here
the
we go,
right hand.
seconds out.
It didn't land clean, landed somewhere around the neck.
Come on, seconds out. Let's go.
Round 3 begins between rounds in Starling's corner. You heard Eddie Futch issuing the kind of advice he's issued to such as Bob Foster and Alexis Arguello, Joe Frazier, Larry Holmes, Kenny Norton, many other champions. Dubas have had their share as well.
What Eddie Futch wants from Starling is to go to the body. Bring those hands down.
Starling continuing to feint with the left and throw the right.
Here we go.
What I see in Starling, he's trying to get his jab in, and once his jab lands, especially to the bottom, his right hand is going to follow the jab. Now this is the right type of fight for Starling. Just keep pressuring the attack. Wear his man down. Work the body.
Indeed, it's a relatively quiet round, but as Breland continues to back up, you have to wonder where and when he believes he can assume control of the fight. He's going to have to land one of the right hands, which have so far been picked off by Starling's gloves.
Well, because Breland was hurt in the early round, he's somewhat reluctant to throw punches. Again, Starling's trying to counter right hand.
And again, they wrestle, which is not Breland's style.
Really needs to bring that right hand up too, because the left hook of Starling has been effective. Good right hand. Counter right hand finally came in.
Breland misses wildly with the right. Starling continues to land on his counters. Now there's tape coming off the glove of Mark Breland, so Mills Lane stops the clock. Sends Starling to a neutral corner. Ariello cuts the tape, and here we go again. Round 3 ends. There are few encouraging signs, if any, yet for Breland's corner.
Well, so far, not only his gloves were unraveling, but so is the image of him being a star, regardless of what happens from here on out.
Moving him. When you feint him, he moves here, he moves there, he moves here. So give him the feint and get a lead out of him, and then hit him a stiff jab. You understand? And then every once in a while, feint him, and then as he moves, watch where he moves, and then put the jab where he moves. Okay? Good. Don't bring your hands off the way you are. Okay? What you're better off doing is letting them get to you, then
Letterman,
push 'em.
our unofficial
Okay, because
official.
your jab is
How do you have the fight scored?
Well, Larry, you know the 4 points on which we score. Clean punching, effective aggressiveness, ring generalship, and defense. I think Moochie Starling is sweeping the fight so
Here we
far.
go, seconds
30 to
up.
27, 3 rounds to none.
Corner, please.
I agree with you,
Come
and
on,
what
man,
that
second
means
shot,
is
let's
that
go.
he's far ahead of where he was last August at this stage of the fight. Let's see if Breland can mount a comeback.
Indeed, at this stage of the fight last August, Breland had won all 3 rounds, or at least 2 of the 3, on every judge's call. One judge gave him all of the first 10 rounds in that fight.
Normally when a guy gives you head feints, he's ready to throw a right hand.
Starling lands a right to the body. Still, the Breland jab slow and tentative.
When Starling is just posing, that's when Breland should be jabbing. Like now. With this reach advantage, he should be jabbing this man.
Instead, he's just pawing.
He's pawing, and this is when Starling retaliates. The mouthpiece of Starling just was knocked out.
Fell out, actually. Wasn't knocked out by a punch. He just got lazy with his mouth and let it go. So there's an opportunity here for Breland to do some damage in the last minute and a half of round 4.
You know, Breland worked on a weight program, and it doesn't appear to be evident here.
Well, the comparison, Ray, has always been to Thomas Hearns, who was also a 6'2" welterweight. But to my mind, Breland has never shown the kind of right-hand punching power Hearns had. Starling landed one on Breland's mouth, and Mark holds on with a minute to go.
And he has enough time to get his man out of there. Breland now is on course.
Left hand lands. Breland staggering.
Starling should continue this. He should stay on top of his man. Just keep throwing punches now.
Round 4 looking very much like its predecessors. Again, Breland misses with the right. He has thrown it in earnest. He just hasn't landed it yet.
Starling's just a little arm weary because he's never had quite this pace in the past.
Breland pause, Ray.
There is no signs of strength in Mark Breland.
That right hand missed. But once again, Starling landed enough of them to maintain what looks like effective control of the bout.
People thought that Breland would be a kind of a man-eating giraffe, you know, like Tommy Hearns, as you mentioned. But he just doesn't have that kind of great insolence.
In front of the guy?
That's what you want from that kind of fighter.
You're standing still like a mummy. You don't have to run, but use your jab. Use your
Come on, Mark,
you're throwing punches like a girl. Win those shots. You want to win this fight?
Yeah, put this
Come on, let's go.
Come on, Mark, you got this guy hurt. He's
Put him mouthpiece.
Here, and you're not doing nothing out there. Come on, you got to punch. For Christ's sake, let that left hand go.
Work the body more. When you get inside, work both hands to the body, and then shift to the head, okay? The combinations get the moves. Come on.
Okay.
Like you know how.
There you go, second sound, let's go.
Well, certainly, Larry, Joe Fariello was being honest with Breland.
Let's go.
That's right. If you can't be honest with the fighter has to be honest with himself, and he knows that he's not getting it done.
Round 5 begins. Mark Breland, once touted as a potential challenger to Ray Leonard someday. Kind of image and aura that could conceivably bring Ray out of retirement, is now fighting for boxing respect.
I love that kind of right hand of Marlon Starling, the way he executes. Has good balance. Here he's fighting the perfect fight. Inside, he's turned this to a very physical fight for Mark Breland.
Breland continues to paw with the jab, not to sting with it. Paw.
See what happens with Breland. Although he throws his jab out every so often, he becomes a stationary target like his corners told him. Said you can't just stay there. Move a little bit.
And he's doing nothing to stop Starling from coming straight in, stalking him. What's making the fight into what he wants.
Jim, what Starling can do, because you notice here the way that Breland extends his arms. I mean, everything is open, everything is vulnerable. So all Starling has to do is throw some punches while he's reaching for him.
Get him up, come on, Marlon, get him up.
Breland he's not really snapping his jab, he's just pawing it out there. And that's why I don't understand why Starling is not trying to counter it, because Breland's bringing his jab, he's dropping it also.
Ray, could it be Starling's head movement and the way he has his gloves in front of him that makes Breland so tentative in knowing exactly where to aim his punches?
Well, that's when the double jabs come into play. That's what Breland has to do. He has to throw more jab because he needs to break the rhythm of Starling. Starling's walking in.
But Larry's point is well taken, Ray. Marlon has been hard to find.
Well, I guess that's what they call the Magic Man. I mean, he's given a lot of head feints, a lot of upper body movement, and also he's been able to hurt Mark Breland. But again, the double jab will stop that.
Starling appears to have a little mouse under his left eye. Not the kind of thing that would seem bothersome right now. It's about as close as Breland has come to landing a right hand, but it glanced off the face of Marlon Starling.
Come on, come on, come on. Good job, two hands are free. All right, Rick, good job.
Fifth round coming to a close, and this remains precisely the kind of fight that Marlon Starling and Eddie Fox might have mapped out on a blackboard in the locker room if they had been a football team.
That was a kind of a sloppy round for both fighters, but I gave it to Breland.
This guy's going downhill fast, but you got to help him a little bit. But bang that body a little bit more. And you hit him with the jab every time you use it, but you're not using it enough. You got to walk in punching. You can't just. Okay. You got to walk in punching. For 3 minutes together, this guy won't last. Okay.
But
You're
snappy
boxing
punches.
okay, but when you throw punches, man, let those things go. Don't throw one punch, throw twos and threes. Just don't stand in front of him. Well, his left eye is closing, and you haven't done that much to him yet. You got to get busy, okay?
All right, come
Now
on.
pick it up. Come on now. You can do
This
it.
graphic will show you just how much better Marlon Starling is doing in this fight in terms of punches
Here we go,
thrown
second
and
round,
landed
let's go.
than he did in the same period of time, the first 5 rounds in their first fight.
And also, by comparison, how inaccurate Breland has been. I'm sorry, Larry.
Numbers just confirming what our eyes tell us.
There was some swelling above the left eye of Marlon Starling, and he wears scars above both eyes from previous cuts. Just missed with the right hand.
Eddie Fox instructed Starling to throw punches when he's moving inside, not just to come in, just to walk inside defenseless.
And for the moment, he's succeeded in making him a busier fighter.
Breland's going to have to get some serious punches off, because what I see here, Starling's not respecting him at all. There is no signs of respect.
Punch out, you got 2 hands, come on.
This began 5.5 rounds ago with one of the strangest scenarios in boxing, one of the rarest.
What I see again, Jim, what I saw in the first fight, the 8th round, the legs are getting out of Mark Breland. You know, there's no bounce to his legs. That's why he's not as mobile. He's become a stationary target. And this is when Starling should be able to take advantage of it.
It was, of course, at about this time in fight number 1, Ray, that Breland complains that his legs gave out on him.
There's no life to his legs right now. You see here that he's just moving around.
Just to get back to that strange scenario I mentioned, you have a champion here as a 2-to-1 underdog against a man he knocked out to win the title.
All right, one step back.
As Larry Merchant has pointed out, very seldom does a man come back from a knockout to beat his opponent the next time. Starling just wrestling Breland around the ring, trying to sap his strength.
That right hand, those right hands are beautiful. They work in southpaws because you can't see it comes from the blind side.
Breland landing an uppercut.
Get that elbow down, Marlon.
But none of these Breland punches have real snap.
Marlon, get that elbow down. Come on, come on.
Round 6 comes to an end.
Starling did follow Eddie Futch's orders, and in my book, he therefore won that round.
This guy's more
The value of having a big-time trainer in a big fight.
Okay, you got to suck it up, Mark. You got to put some fire in you. Come on now, Mark, suck it up. Jesus
You're
Christ.
strong
you
out there for Christ's sake.
you
Let me
came
see
too
your
far
fight.
for this.
Come on, you punch too good for this guy here.
You
You're not
came
throwing
too
your
far, Mark, for
combinations.
this. You understand me? Use your jab and get some life to you. You're just letting the guy walk right to you.
7th, isn't it?
Get some life. Stop him with those jabs.
Come on, deep breaths. Let's go.
Pick it up.
Harold Letterman, midway through this fight, how do you have it?
Well, Larry, I've got it 59-55, 5-1 in rounds in favor of Moochie Starling. I just think Starling is taking a fight to him, and you can tell Breland is getting hurt because every time Moochie hits him, he grabs.
Seconds out, please.
You and I don't always see eye to eye, but we certainly do tonight, round for round. And there's a bit of desperation now in the Breland camp.
Thank you, Larry and Harold. So midway through the bout, it would appear to our eyes that Mark Breland is going to have to try to come out of a very big hole. Come back and win this fight. Starling continues as the aggressor, the man who is dictating the terms of the bout to Mark Breland.
You know, they told Breland the right thing, suck it up. I mean, he has to show, initiate some respect like now, like yesterday. Because thus far, Starling has been quite dominant.
All the lessons unlearned in Breland's rapid ascent to the welterweight crown, so apparent in their absence against a cagey fighter like Starling.
The easy road doesn't always have an easy end. Having a hard end here.
And at some point you have to ask about a man who was credited with having such great talent. What talent? Where is it now? Starling just winked at his corner.
Because Starling feels in control here.
Has no reason not to.
I mean, he's doing pretty much what he wants to do, although the point wants more body shots to bring Breland's hands down a little further. I don't like the fact that Breland's hands, when he jabs, he drops them.
Starling stepping in and landing to the body against the ropes. Breland offering little in return.
All right, get off his neck. Get off, let him go. Let him go, Marlon. Get off his neck. Come on, brother. Come on.
Mills Lane sounding like the third base coach. He managed to get the fighters to break.
That's the right hand.
Landed again.
Get off his neck. Let him go. Let him go.
Every time Starling lands that right hand, it's a reminder to Breland to bring his hands up.
The two men have now fought for more than 17 rounds against each other, and still, Breland has yet to find an answer for Starling's style.
I think it's kind of simple, actually, Jim and Ray. What I see, Breland, when he had his own way, when his right hand would hurt lesser fighters, could dominate a fight.
Yeah, open your mouth.
Against this professional, he can't hurt him, he can't move him, he can't even slow him up.
Okay, now.
And so he's turned into an ordinary fighter.
Jab and go with your right hand right to the heart. See, you throw it to the head and he's ducking it. Throw it right to the heart. Okay, over the heart. Right hand.
Oh, come on, baby. Get those combinations going. Let's go.
What's it? Nothing. Come on, this guy's nothing. But you gotta come on now.
All right.
You gotta pick it up.
The 8th round, you got to knock this guy out now. Come on. Come on, you can do it. You've done it before.
The look on Breland's face when Joey Fariello said, "This guy is nothing," he said, "Well, what am I?"
And it's a pretty good question right now as round 8 begins.
Left hook. Starling pressing the attack.
Starling brimming with confidence, Ray.
And the difference we have here is the fact that Starling throws combinations. Good combinations. He's putting his body behind it.
Breland's right is no longer thrown with the same gusto as it was earlier in the bout.
Breland is too straight up. I mean, he's too straight up. I mean, he is so, everything is so wide open.
The 110 wins in 111 amateur bouts. Isn't it fair to say that amateur boxing rewards conventionality in a way that professional boxing doesn't?
It does, because, well, I think the fact that being an amateur for so long, you know, you have to gain the versatility. Good body